Black Sam Bellamy. Remember that name, matey? He was no ordinary sailor, but a man whose name would echo through the annals of pirate history. He was a legend, born in England in 1689, in a small village where the sea was both a friend and a foe. Sam always felt the call of the sea. The vast, unending horizon spoke to him, promising a life beyond the confines of his village. The open water, the salty air, the promise of adventure. It was a siren song he couldn't resist. He became a sailor as a young lad. The sea was his school and the ship his classroom. He sailed the world, seeing new sights and facing the harsh realities of life at sea. From the calmest waters to the fiercest storms, he experienced it all. Tough it was, but it made him strong. The sea was a harsh mistress, but she forged him into a man of iron will and unyielding spirit. But Sam wanted more than a sailor's life. He yearned for freedom. He hated injustice, the rigid rules of society, the gap between rich and poor. It angered him. The rigid rules of society, the gap between rich and poor, it angered him. He saw the suffering of the common folk and the opulence of the elite, and it fueled a fire within him. He believed in a world where everyone had a fair shot, a world where a man's worth was measured by his deeds, not his birthright. Sam dreamed of a life where he answered to no man. A life where he could carve his own destiny with his own hands. A life of freedom and equality. Among pirates he found kindred spirits who shared his vision of a world where every man was his own master. Little did he know, fate had a plan for him, a plan that would take him from the decks of a humble ship to the annals of history. A plan that would turn him into a legend, Black Sam Bellamy, the Prince of Pirates, whose name would be remembered for centuries to come. Fate intervened when Sam crossed paths with the notorious pirate Benjamin Hornigold. This wasn't just any pirate encounter. Hornigold was different. He had principles, a code of honor. He targeted only wealthy ships, leaving the poor and the honest alone. Hornigold saw something special in young Sam, a fire in his eyes, a yearning for something more. He invited Sam to join his crew. Sam accepted, eager to break free from the shackles of his old life. This was a turning point. Sam learned the ways of the pirate. He proved himself a skilled sailor and a fearless fighter. He gained the respect of the crew. He embraced the pirate life, the camaraderie, the thrill of the chase. He found his calling. Word of Black Sam Bellamy's exploits spread like wildfire. He became known for his bravery, his tactical brilliance, and his surprising mercy. He always treated captives with respect, even offering them a place among his crew. Then came the defining moment in Black Sam's rise to legend, the capture of the Whydah. This wasn't just any ship, matey. The Whydah was a massive, heavily armed slave ship loaded with treasure. It was the crown jewel of the British Empire. The capture of the Whydah was a masterpiece of strategy and daring. Bellamy, despite being outgunned, used his cunning and the Whydah's own speed against her. The battle was over almost before it began. The Whydah, once a symbol of oppression, was now Black Sam's flagship. Section 4, A Captain's Mind. With the Whydah under his command, Black Sam's legend soared. He became a force to be reckoned with in the Caribbean. But it wasn't just luck or brute force that made him successful. Black Sam possessed a keen mind for strategy. He studied his prey, exploited their weaknesses, and used the element of surprise to his advantage. He knew when to strike and when to disappear into the vastness of the sea. But what truly set him apart was his leadership. He inspired loyalty in his crew not through fear, but through respect and fairness. He shared the spoils of their victories equally, believing that every man on his ship was as important as the next. He was no tyrant, but a leader who valued his men. Section 5. The Robin Hood of the Sea. Black Sam Bellamy was more than just a pirate. He was a symbol of rebellion against a system he saw as corrupt and unjust. Born in England, Bellamy's early life was marked by hardship and struggle, which fueled his disdain for the wealthy elite who seemed to thrive on the suffering of others. He challenged the established order, taking from the rich and powerful and often sharing his spoils with the poor and downtrodden. His acts of defiance were not just about wealth redistribution. They were a statement against the inequality that plagued society. Bellamy's crew, a diverse group of men from various backgrounds, shared his vision and were united by a common cause. He became known as the Robin Hood of the Sea, a moniker that both terrified the wealthy and gave hope to the oppressed. His reputation spread far and wide, and stories of his daring exploits became the stuff of legend. The rich feared his name, while the poor saw him as a savior, a beacon of hope in their darkest hours. His legend resonated with those who yearned for a fairer world, a world where everyone had an equal chance. Around campfires and in taverns, tales of Black Sam Bellamy's bravery and generosity were told and retold, inspiring countless others to dream of a better future. His actions were a direct challenge to the status quo, a call to arms for those who had been marginalized and oppressed. His principles, his unwavering belief in equality and justice, resonated with people from all walks of life, whether they were sailors, farmers, or merchants. They saw in Bellamy a leader who truly cared about their plight. His charisma and conviction drew people to his cause, and his crew grew in number and strength. He challenged the very fabric of society, questioning the legitimacy of a system that favored the few at the expense of the many. Bellamy's speeches were passionate and persuasive, igniting a fire in the hearts of those who heard him. He spoke of a world where justice prevailed, where the powerful were held accountable, and where everyone had the opportunity to thrive. He became a symbol of hope, a beacon of change in a world desperately in need of it. As his ship sailed towards the horizon, Bellamy's legacy continued to grow, leaving an indelible mark on history. His story is a reminder that even in the darkest times, there are those who will stand up and fight for what is right, inspiring future generations to carry on the quest for justice and equality. Section 6, The Storm and the Treasure. But every legend, matey, has its end. For Black Sam, it came in the form of a ferocious storm off the coast of Cape Cod. The mighty Whydah, overwhelmed by the raging sea, was driven onto the treacherous sandbars. The ship, once a symbol of freedom and rebellion, met a tragic end. Most of Black Sam's crew perished beneath the waves, including the captain himself. The Whydah, along with her vast treasure, sank beneath the depths, seemingly lost forever. The storm that claimed Black Sam and his ship became a part of his legend. It was a reminder of the unpredictable nature of the sea, a force that even the most skilled sailor could not escape. Section 7. Legends never die. Though Black Sam Bellamy met an untimely end, his legend lived on. Stories of his exploits, his generosity, and his daring adventures spread far and wide. He was known not just as a pirate, but as a man who sought freedom above all else. His charisma and leadership inspired many, and his name became synonymous with the golden age of piracy. In the bustling taverns and ports, sailors and pirates alike would gather to share tales of Black Sam's bravery and cunning. They spoke of his battles on the high seas, his clever escapes from the authorities, and his unwavering commitment to his crew. These stories were passed down through generations, keeping his spirit alive. The mystery of the Whydah and her lost treasure captivated imaginations for centuries. The ship, laden with riches from countless raids, was said to hold untold wealth. Treasure hunters and historians alike were drawn to the legend, each hoping to uncover the secrets of the Whydah and the fortune it carried. It wasn't until 1984 that the wreck of the Whydah was discovered, revealing a treasure trove of artifacts and offering a tangible link to the legend of Black Sam Bellamy. The discovery was a monumental event, shedding light on the life of one of history's most infamous pirates. The artifacts found provided a glimpse into the past, allowing us to piece together the story of the Whydah and her crew. Even today, Black Sam Bellamy remains an enigma, a symbol of rebellion and adventure. His life and legacy continue to inspire those who dream of a life unbound by the constraints of society. He represents the eternal struggle for freedom and the desire to carve one's own path in the world. His story serves as a reminder that even in a world bound by rules and conventions, there are those who dare to challenge the status quo and fight for a better world. Remember Black Sam. His courage and determination are a testament to the human spirit's resilience and the enduring allure of the pirate's life. He may be gone, but his legend, like his treasure, still lies buried beneath the waves, waiting to be discovered. The story of Black Sam Bellamy is a timeless tale of adventure, bravery, and the quest for freedom. It reminds us that legends never die. They live on in the hearts and minds of those who dare to dream.